Good afternoon, UOW, and welcome to this week's Hump-Day Hangouts. I'm Rosie Fanning, here with
Isaiah Vidler,
and we'll be your hosts for this week. Today we'll be getting an update from some clubs on campus, and the winner of UOW's 3-minute thesis competition will be here with us in studio to do her winning performance. First up, an interview with Labor candidate Deputy Lord Mayor Tania Brown, hoping to become Wollongong's first female mayor this September.
Today we are both with Councillor Tania Brown. She's running in the September election to become Lord Mayor of Wollongong Council.
Lovely to join you all.
Thank you so much, Tania, for joining us today. So Wollongong University students account for roughly 5% of the city's population. So what does Labor plan to do to support students struggling with high rents and inflation at this time?
Well, unfortunately, Council doesn't control rents, which is difficult, but Council has a range of programs that can support students. We put $1 million into the Gong Shuttle, which I think is a vital service for our students getting in and around Wollongong. And we also offer a lot of services like libraries and cultural events, things that people can come and enjoy for free. Unfortunately, controlling rents isn't something we can do, which is a shame, because I know that's a big issue. But for me, one of the main platforms I'm running on is making sure that Council pushes housing and housing affordability to the top of the agenda. We have to do all we can within Council's control to make sure that there is more housing stock, because I think we've got the rental crisis because there isn't enough stock. That makes it harder for everyone. So seeing what Council can do to contribute to that.
Okay, I've got a question. Since January of this year, unemployment rates in Wollongong have been almost double the state average. Since it was one of the 4 pillars of your campaign is what would you improve?
Well, I think we need to make sure we've got jobs in the region, and there's a big push on at the moment for jobs in clean energy, which is obviously a lot of university students would be looking at that. But we also need jobs in the trades. We need to broaden our skill base. We need plumbers and electricians and boilers and boiler makers and welders, and we need those industries in Wollongong so that there's a range of jobs. We know there's a shortage in hospitality workers. Certainly with not as many international students, they often fill those roles. So it's weird, we've got high unemployment and yet we've got positions we can't fill because a lot of people don't want to do those jobs. So it's quite a balance, but for me I want to make sure that we can attract industries to Wollongong that provide creative opportunities. One of the things we're very keen on is promoting the film industry in the region. It would surprise many to know how much filming actually does happen here. Planet of the Apes filmed in Helensburgh and down in Kiama. BBC's been here filming a murder mystery. One of our councillors recently played a dead body as an extra. So when you hear about Project Emily that BlueScope are promoting, we want to make sure there's a film industry included in that because I think that will provide so many wonderful opportunities for young people.
Yeah. So you had you mentioned about international students. Now the federal government they've been trying to cut down on the amount of places that are available for international students. Do you see, now you've left Wollongong University, do you think that's had an effect on us at all, or is it just the main group of 8 universities?
Well, I think the group of 8 are the ones who are benefiting from any international students that can come in because they're able to financially offer a lot more scholarships. So it's harder for the regional universities to fight for a part of that. So it's definitely affecting, I think, all regional universities.
And I guess you kind of touched on this in the first question, but given the high unemployment rates, and I'm sure some of our viewers have been affected by this, what sort of support does the council offer in the Illawarra for those doing it tough?
Well, as I say, we have libraries that they can come and access, use those community facilities. We have many pools and rock pools, so for livability and lifestyle, to try and go on stress relief. We do put on a lot of cultural events and festivals. Culture Mix is coming up in October. So while we can't directly provide financial support, we can try and make Wollongong a better place to live in that they can come and enjoy and be part of the community.
Okay. What is the usual Labor voting demographic in the Illawarra, and after the referendum and the current cost of living crisis, do you expect these voters to remain loyal to the party?
Well, we'll find out on the 14th of September, won't we? Look, local government is very different to federal and state. A lot of people don't realise the different things that we look after. We don't look after hospitals. We don't look after police and taxation and those big issues, but we're really about your community, your footpaths, roads, rates and rubbish, we say. I never thought I'd talk so much about waste as you do once you get on council, because that's a big issue for people. Making sure they have a weekly red bin is very important to our community. So I'm hoping that we've done enough that the Labor base will support us come September. But we have an independent Lord Mayor who's stepping down. So people's votes, we don't quite know where they will go. But I'm hopeful of the right outcome.
Now, Tania, you've been serving the City of Wollongong in politics for many years. Do you expect this campaign to be unique in any way or form?
Well, it is a bit in that this is, hopefully if I'm elected, I'll be the first female Lord Mayor for Wollongong. We've never had a female in the role, and of course I think that's well past time for that.
Definitely.
You know, we've had 7 women on the last term of council, and that changes the dynamic. It changes the discussion in the room. One of our retiring councillors had a baby through this the term before. So we're there to do our job. We're there to talk about our community and improve our community, and it just, as I say, it changes the dynamic in the room. And we need more women to run for local government.
After the departure of the independent Lord Mayor Gordon Bradbury and several other councillors, the Mercury has called this the end of an era for Wollongong Council. What does the future look like if you were to succeed in the next month's election?
Well, it is an end of an era. Lord Mayor Bradbury has served for 13 years. He's been a wonderful servant to this community. He attends as many public events and community events as he can, and he's had a very even hand in dealing with our chamber. I think one thing people say about Wollongong Council is how collegiate we are, and whoever is in the chair for the next council, we want that to continue. We don't have time for people to be grandstanding, and we want people there to do the job and do the best for their community. So the few of us who are restanding have already committed to ensuring that we continue to be a professional organisation that treats each other with respect. I think that's key to it. It's a business to be run. It's not there about individuals, it's there for the community. And if I'm lucky enough to be elected as Lord Mayor of Wollongong, that's what I want to ensure, that we are a professional organisation that works well together, doing the best we can for the region and the people who live here.
Okay, thank you so much, Tania.
Thank you so much for coming here today and having this discussion with us.
You've been watching Tania Brown, the possible future Lord Mayor of Wollongong City Council, and Isaiah Vidler.
And Rosie Fanning.
Thank you.
Tomorrow, the UOW Medical and Health Society and UOW Exercise Science Society are facilitating a student versus faculty soccer match. Lucy joins us now with the latest.
Thanks, Rosie and Isaiah. So I'm down here at the UOW hockey fields where tomorrow the soccer match is going to be happening. I'm joined by Clr. Clr, can you tell us a bit about what's going to be happening tomorrow?
Hey, so tomorrow we're really excited to present a soccer match. It'll be the faculty, mainly the exercise science faculty and medical staff, versus the students, mainly of, well, whoever wanted to join.
Great. And so I understand that this is the first year that this has happened. So can you tell us a bit about how this kind of came about?
Yeah, I sort of mentioned to the club, we're not really known for getting out from under the desk, but I decided, hey, can we do something? And I spoke to someone from the exercise science faculty, and they got me in touch with the Exercise Science Club, the society, and we've just run it from there.
Great. And so what are you kind of hoping to get out of the game tomorrow?
We're hoping, first of all, that everyone has fun and everyone's safe, that we really get a connection between some of the faculty and some of the students, and that people can definitely come watch. We hope it's a good spectator sport.
Great. Back to you guys in the studio. We hope the weather clears up for them tomorrow, but we wish you all the best.
And Angie's now chatting to the president of an up-and-coming club that is having its first event this Friday.
I had to search for like all the clubs, and I was looking for a lot of Filipinos, and there was none. We're very much willing to share what we use, what we are, what we have, what we can offer. We don't call ourselves Philippines actually, just Australians, but we incorporated it to the name of the organization because it was created here. We have regular members, which are like the Filipino, like the Filipinos with like Filipino blood, but we also have like honorary members with minimal or no Filipino heritage at all, but they're willing to learn the culture. Hello Filipino students at UOW, kindly follow philo.uow.
Hey guys, I'm in building 67 this morning chatting to one of the competitors of the negotiations competition run by the Law Student Society.
So you're sitting across from each other, you've got a set of facts, and it's all about coming to an agreement without letting the negotiation break down. So you've got a legal scenario, but it goes beyond law. It is those interpersonal soft skills. So it's all open. So as an individual student, if you're interested and want to see what law competitions look like, you're certainly welcome to come along and watch. I'd highly encourage everyone to drop by and check things out. Get involved. Yeah, whether that's like if you're in law, not in law, join clubs, get out there. The Law Society does a range of things. So if you are a law student, check it out. You might want to compete. There is a cash prize. It certainly sweetens the deal. It makes a difference for a semester, right? So if you're a smooth talker, silver tongues, get out there. There's nothing stopping you. So sky's the limit.
So even if you're not a law student, you can go watch people have their Elle Woods moment on Friday. Back to you, Rosie and Isaiah.
So last week we introduced you guys to the 3-minute thesis competition. And today we're joined with Elahe Minaei, who competed and won. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you. Thanks.
So tell me, what is your research and your thesis all about?
So it's about immunotherapy and the best way to deliver it, different kinds of therapy for pancreatic cancer especially. It can be used for any other cancers, but I'm working on pancreatic cancer and I'm trying to find a way to deliver all those drugs that doesn't cause toxicity for the body and body can tolerate it so that it can be optimal and it can be safe.
Okay, and so do you have a passion for this? What sort of inspired this research of yours?
Well, yeah, I've always been fascinated by immune system in the body and the way it fights every organisms or anything that enters our body. It always fascinated me how our body always pick it up at the right time and fight it, and we all survive all these pathogens that's around us. And I always wondered why this is not the case for cancer. Of course, it's not something that comes in from outside the body, and that might be one reason. It actually arises from inside the body. But that always fascinates me, that maybe the answer to treat cancer is just to look at the way the immune system fights other organisms and find something to help.
Yeah, wow.
But immunotherapy is not something new. It's been actually becoming very revolutionizing in cancer treatment. And there are different types. One of them has been approved for many treatments of many cancers, but not pancreatic cancer because it has a whole other story for pancreatic cancer. It has an environment that needs more treatment than just immunotherapy, one agent immunotherapy. But the problem with that is that when you just inject many treatments at the same time, it's toxic and body can't tolerate it. So that's why many clinical trials has failed, and the different types of immunotherapies combined together to treat this particular cancer hasn't been successful. So we're trying to find a safe way to deliver it, not just the systemic one that goes through blood, another way that makes it safer.
Okay, wow. And I guess like with all of that information, it would have been quite stressful trying to collate that into a 3-minute script. So do you want to sort of talk me through the process of that?
Yeah, well, because I like reading stories and writing stories, I think it was good for me because I could almost use my potential in storytelling and put my science into a format that I always loved. So I just tried to tell it as a story, and that's how it helped me pitch it. So yeah, it was hard, but once the script came into my mind, it was easy to just follow the storyline and yeah, say it in that way.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Well, we've got you here today to see you in action, so we'd love to hear your 3-minute thesis and see what you've got.
Sure.
So do you want to jump up and give it a go?
Yeah, of course. Imagine next time someone tells you she has cancer. Your reaction could be like this. Oh, just rest and have plenty of water. Let your immune system do its job. You'll be fine in a matter of days. That's how we react to cold and gastro, right? What if I tell you we're not too far away from such a reaction to cancer? Well, the revolutionizing immunotherapy is already turning that dream into reality for some cancers, such as leukemia. If we imagine immune cells as soldiers of an army, in leukemia, the army has already started the fight against the cancer. But they've got to the point where they're exhausted and outnumbered, and they're sending give-up signals. Immunotherapy blocks those signals and reinvigorates immune system, just like energy drinks packaged in the form of antibodies. On the other hand, we have pancreatic cancer, my project, one of the most lethal forms of cancer, where the immune army hasn't noticed the cancer cells because they're too similar to body's own cells. In this scenario, immunotherapy should aim at informing and weaponizing the army and keeping them energized. That requires a combination of treatments, which can be too toxic if given through blood streams, because they raise a large army everywhere in the body where they attack everything, including healthy organs. This can be fatal. What if you could harness immune system where it's needed? That's exactly what I'm doing in my PhD, and I've got some exciting results. I made these small biocompatible, bioimplantable devices using a 3D bioprinter, loaded them with multiple immunotherapies, and inserted them right next to the tumor in a pancreatic mouse model. While the systemic treatment into the blood vessels was too toxic and even lethal, the implants showed superior safety, and it effectively restrained tumor growth compared to the untreated group. Our ultimate aim is to insert these implants into the tumors of pancreatic cancer patients using endoscopy. Now, the beauty of this localized approach is that it only raises an army where they need it to be, around the tumor. And because it's localized immunotherapy, once the war is over, the remaining soldiers are more empowered, and they have a memory of the cancer cells. So if cancer recurs, they immediately recognize it, and we'll just have to rest and let our immune army fight the cancer.
Wow, that was fantastic. How do you feel that went? Are you happy with it?
I think so, yeah. I think I practiced enough, so yeah.
Yeah, well, good luck, and we wish you all the best, and thank you so much for coming in today to chat with us.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you guys next week for some more Hump Day Hangouts.